The night I watched him cry was the night our entire world burned to ash. I didn't know a single tear could cost us everything. Our home, our future, our daughter's smile, everything we built gone. And it was all because I made one choice. One terrible, beautiful choice that changed 5 lives forever. My name doesn't matter anymore. What matters is what happened in those 37 days. The 37 days between the first time I saw him and the night we lost it all. This is that story. Before I tell you everything, I need you to understand something. Love isn't always beautiful. Sometimes it's a wildfire. Sometimes it destroys everything you touch. And sometimes you walk straight into the flames anyway. Have you ever made a choice that ruined everything? Have you ever loved someone you shouldn't? Have you ever stood at the edge and jumped anyway? Because that's what this story is about. The moment when your heart and your head go to war and your heart wins, even when it shouldn't. Before we begin, I want you to do something for me. Head down to the community tab right now and tell me where you're watching from. Are you in California? Texas? New York? Somewhere else? Because this story, it could happen anywhere, to anyone. And trust me, you're going to want to remember where you were the day you heard this story, because it's going to stay with you long after it's over. Now, let me take you back to the beginning, back to the day everything changed. 37 days before we lost everything, I was just a person trying to survive. My life wasn't special. I worked at a small bakery on Morrison Street, the kind of place where the paint peels off the walls and the oven only works if you kick it twice. But it was mine. Or at least, I told myself it was. I had a daughter, 7 years old, bright eyes, smile that could light up the darkest room. Let's call her Sunshine, because that's what she was to me. Her father? Gone. 3 years gone. Didn't even leave a note. Just vanished one morning like smoke. Took my trust with him. Took my ability to believe in people. So it was just us. Me and Sunshine. Living in a 1-bedroom apartment above a laundromat. The windows rattled when the machines ran. The heat barely worked in winter. But we had each other. And I thought that was enough. I was wrong. The day the debt collector came, Sunshine was at school. Thank God for that. His name was Frankie. Fat face. Gold chain. Breath that smelled like cigarettes and bad decisions. He walked into my bakery like he owned it. Maybe he did. Maybe they all did. "You're 3 months behind," he said. Just like that. No hello. No introduction. Just straight to business. I didn't understand. 3 months behind on what? That's when he showed me the papers. My signature. Right there at the bottom. A loan. $25,000. Borrowed 2 years ago. But I never borrowed any money. Then I saw the date. And I understood. My ex. He'd forged my signature. Took out a loan in my name. Used me as collateral. And then he disappeared. "Not my problem," Frankie said. "The loan's in your name. You owe $43,000 now. With interest. $43,000. I made $11 an hour at the bakery. Do the math. It's impossible. There was no way. No way to pay it back. Not in one lifetime. I don't have it," I told him. My voice was shaking. My hands were shaking. Everything was shaking. Frankie smiled. It wasn't a kind smile. "Then you better find it. You got 2 weeks. After that." He looked around the bakery. At the ovens. At the flour. At everything I'd worked for. "After that, we start taking things. Your business. Your apartment. Whatever we can sell." "I have a daughter," I said. He shrugged. "Should have thought about that before you borrowed money you couldn't pay back." And then he left. I stood there for 10 minutes. Just stood there. Frozen. My mind racing through options. I could run. But where? They'd find me. I could go to the police. But what proof did I have? My ex was gone. The signature looked real enough. I had no options. None at all. That night, I tucked Sunshine into bed. She asked me why I looked sad. I told her I was just tired. She hugged me tight and whispered, "It's okay, Mom. Tomorrow will be better." I held her until she fell asleep. And then I cried. I cried harder than I'd cried in years. Because I knew tomorrow wouldn't be better. Tomorrow was going to be worse. I met him on day 31. 6 days before the debt was due. I was at the grocery store. 2 in the morning. I couldn't sleep. Hadn't slept in days. So I went to the only place that was open. The 24-hour market on 5th Avenue. I was in the cereal aisle, staring at boxes I couldn't afford, doing mental math that didn't add up, when I heard the voice. "That one's too sweet." I turned, and there he was. Tall. Not movie star handsome, but striking. Dark hair. Gray eyes that looked like storms. Expensive suit. The kind of suit that costs more than my car. More than 3 months' rent. He was pointing at the cereal box in my hand. "Too much sugar," he said. "Bad for kids' teeth." I looked at him, really looked at him, and I saw something strange. His eyes, they were sad. Not in an obvious way, but deep down. The kind of sad that lives in your bones. "Are you a dentist?" I asked. He smiled. "Small. Barely there." "No. Just someone who knows about bad choices." We stood there. 2 strangers in a grocery store at 2 in the morning. Both of us holding cereal boxes. Both of us running from something. "You look tired," he said. I laughed. It came out bitter. That's one way to put it. Bad day. Bad year. He nodded, like he understood. Those happen. We talked. Right there in the cereal aisle. About nothing. About everything. He didn't ask my name. I didn't ask his. We just talked. He told me he hadn't slept in 3 days. That he came to the grocery store when the world got too loud. That sometimes the fluorescent lights and the bad music were the only things that felt real. I told him I understood. And I did. We talked for an hour. Maybe more. Time felt different with him. Slower. Easier. When I finally left, he walked me to my car. The parking lot was empty. Dark. The kind of dark that makes you aware of every sound. "Will you be here tomorrow night?" he asked. I should have said no. I should have walked away. Gone home. Forgotten about the stranger with the sad eyes and the expensive suit. But I didn't. "Maybe," I said. He smiled again. That small, sad smile. "I'll be here. Just in case." And then he was gone. I drove home in silence. My mind spinning. Who was he? Why did he seem so broken? And why did talking to him feel like the first easy breath I'd taken in weeks? I didn't know the answers. But I knew I'd go back. I knew at the moment he walked away. The next night, I left sunshine with my neighbor. Told her I needed to run an errand. It was almost midnight. When I got to the grocery store, he was already there. Same aisle. Same expensive suit. Same sad eyes. "You came," he said. "You knew I would." This time, we didn't talk about cereal. We walked through the empty store. Down aisles of canned goods and frozen foods. Past the bakery section where day-old bread sat wrapped in plastic. He told me about his mother. How she died when he was 12. How he still remembered the smell of her perfume. How some nights, he swore he could still smell it. I told him about my ex. How he left without a word. How it felt like being erased. Like I wasn't even worth a goodbye. We sat on the curb outside. The night air was cool. The streetlights buzzed overhead. "Why do you come here?" I asked him. He was quiet for a long time. Then, "Because here I'm not him." Him. The person people need me to be. I understood that too. We met the next night. And the night after that. Always at midnight. Always at the grocery store. Our secret place. Our escape. On the 4th night, he asked me my name. I told him. Then I asked his. He hesitated. Just for a second. Then he said, "Call me Ash." I didn't believe it was his real name. But I didn't care. On the 5th night, he touched my hand. Just his fingers against mine. It felt like lightning. On the sixth night, I told him about the debt.
I don't know why.
I hadn't told anyone. Not my neighbor. Not my boss. Not even my own mother. But sitting there with Ash under the buzzing streetlights, it just came out. I told him everything. The forged signature. The $43,000. Frankie. The 2-week deadline that was now down to 3 days. He listened. Didn't interrupt. Didn't judge. Just listened. When I finished, he was quiet. Then he said 3 words that changed everything. I'll pay it. I stared at him. What? I'll pay your debt, he said again.
Come.
Like he was offering to buy me coffee. Not $43,000. You can't do that. Why not? Because it's insane. You don't even know me. We've known each other for 6 days. He looked at me. Really looked at me. Those storm gray eyes boring into mine. I know enough, he said. My heart was pounding. I can't accept that. I can't. I could never pay you back. I'm not asking you to. Then what are you asking? He stood up, walked a few steps away, his back to me, his shoulders tense.
Nothing, he said.
I'm asking for nothing. Nobody does something like that for nothing. He turned back, and for the first time, I saw something in his eyes besides sadness. Something that looked like fear. Maybe I just want to do one good thing, he said quietly. Maybe I just want to prove I'm not.
He stopped,
shook his head. Never mind. Not what? It doesn't matter. But it did matter. I could see it mattered. Whatever he wasn't saying, it was eating him alive. Ash, who are you? Someone who wants to help you. Why? He stepped closer. Close enough that I could see the lines around his eyes. The exhaustion. The weight he carried. Because when I look at you, he said, I see someone worth saving. And I haven't felt that way about anyone in a very long time. My breath caught. I can't accept this, I whispered. You have a daughter, he said. What happens to her if you lose everything? That hit me like a punch. Because he was right. This wasn't just about me. It was about sunshine. About keeping a roof over her head. About keeping her safe. I told him about my ex. How he left without a word. How it felt like being erased. Like I wasn't even worth a goodbye. We sat on the curb outside. The night air was cool. The streetlights buzzed overhead. Why do you come here? I asked him. He was quiet for a long time. Then, because here I'm not him. Him. The person people need me to be. I understood that too. We met the next night. And the night after that. Always at midnight. Always at the grocery store. Our secret place. Our escape. On the 4th night, he asked me my name. I told him. Then I asked his. He hesitated. Just for a second. Then he said, call me Ash. I didn't believe it was his real name. But I didn't care. On the 5th night, he touched my hand. Just his fingers against mine. It felt like lightning. On the 6th night, I told him about the debt. I don't know why. I hadn't told anyone. Not my neighbor. Not my boss. Not even my own mother. But sitting there with Ash under the buzzing streetlights, it just came out. I told him everything. The forged signature. The $43,000. Frankie. The 2-week deadline that was now down to 3 days. He listened. Didn't interrupt. Didn't judge. Just listened. When I finished, he was quiet. Then he said 3 words that changed everything. I'll pay it. I stared at him. What? I'll pay your debt, he said again. Come. Like he was offering to buy me coffee. Not $43,000. You can't do that. Why not? Because it's insane. You don't even know me. We've known each other for 6 days. He looked at me. Really looked at me. Those storm gray eyes boring into mine. I know enough, he said. My heart was pounding. I can't accept that. I can't. I could never pay you back. I'm not asking you to. Then what are you asking? He stood up, walked a few steps away, his back to me, his shoulders tense.
Nothing, he said.
I'm asking for nothing. Nobody does something like that for nothing. He turned back, and for the first time, I saw something in his eyes besides sadness. Something that looked like fear. Maybe I just want to do one good thing, he said quietly. Maybe I just want to prove I'm not. He stopped, shook his head. Never mind. Not what? It doesn't matter. But it did matter. I could see it mattered. Whatever he wasn't saying, it was eating him alive. Ash, who are you? Someone who wants to help you. Why? He stepped closer, close enough that I could see the lines around his eyes. The exhaustion. The weight he carried. Because when I look at you, he said, I see someone worth saving. And I haven't felt that way about anyone in a very long time. My breath caught. I can't accept this, I whispered.
You have a daughter, he said.
What happens to her if you lose everything? That hit me like a punch. Because he was right.
This wasn't just about me.
It was about sunshine. About keeping a roof over her head. About keeping her safe. He looked different. Tired. More than tired. Exhausted. Like he hadn't slept since I last saw him. Where have you been? I asked. Working. Working on what? He didn't answer. Just handed me an envelope. Inside was a receipt. Proof that the debt was paid in full. Cleared from all records. Like it never existed. You're free, he said. I should have been happy. Relieved. But all I felt was heavy. Because I knew this meant goodbye. People like him didn't stick around. They paid their debts, emotional or otherwise, and they disappeared.
Thank you, I said.
My voice cracked. I don't know how to. I can never. I stopped. Because there were no words big enough. You don't owe me anything, he said. I owe you everything.
He shook his head.
You owe me nothing. You gave me something worth more than money. What? 6 nights where I got to be someone else. 6 nights where I wasn't him. There it was again. That word. Him.
Who is he? I asked.
The person you don't want to be? He looked away. Someone who hurts people. Why? Because it's what I was born to do. I don't believe that. Nobody's born to hurt people. He laughed. But it wasn't a happy sound. My father would disagree. Your father? He built an empire. A kingdom of blood and money. And when he died, it became mine. My blood went cold. What kind of empire? He finally looked at me, and in his eyes, I saw the truth. The kind that controls the city, he said. The kind that people fear. The kind that destroys lives. I couldn't say it. Couldn't make it real. I run the organization that your ex borrowed money from, he said quietly. I'm the reason you were in debt in the first place. The world tilted. You knew? This whole time?
No.
Not at first. I found out after you told me. I looked into it. Saw your file. Saw Frankie's notes. And I realized. He stopped. I realized I was part of your nightmare. I stepped back. My hands were shaking. So what? You paid off my debt to make yourself feel better? To ease your conscience? Maybe. I don't know. All I know is that when I saw your name on that file, when I saw what we were doing to you, I couldn't. His voice broke. I couldn't be him anymore. Tears were running down my face. You should have told me. I know. You lied to me. I know. I trusted you. I know. I turned to leave. To run. To get away from him and his world, and everything it represented. Wait, he said. I stopped. I don't know why, but I did. I'm trying to get out, he said. I'm trying to leave this world behind. But it's not easy. It's not. There are people who depend on me. People who will suffer if I just walk away. So what are you saying? I'm saying that meeting you, it gave me hope. For the first time in years, I felt like maybe I could be someone different. Someone better. I can't save you, I said. I can barely save myself. I'm not asking you to save me. I'm just asking, don't disappear. Not yet. I should have run. Should have taken sunshine and moved to another city, another state. Put as much distance between us and Ash as possible. But I didn't. Because somewhere along the way, in those late-night conversations and shared silences, I'd started to care about him. And that was the most dangerous thing of all. We kept meeting. Every night. Midnight. The grocery store. But now it was different. Now I knew who he was. What he was. And I couldn't unknow it. He told me about his world. Not everything, but enough. He told me about his father. A man who ruled through fear. Who taught him that mercy was weakness. That love was a liability. He told me about the night his father died. How everyone expected him to cry. But he didn't. Because some part of him was relieved. He told me about the first time he had to make someone disappear. How he threw up afterward. How he couldn't eat for 3 days. He told me about the blood on his hands. The guilt that never washed off. And I told him about Sunshine. Really told him. About how she loved butterflies. How she wanted to be a teacher when she grew up. How she still slept with a nightlight because the dark scared her. I told him about my mother. How she got sick when I was 18. How I dropped out of college to take care of her. How she died anyway. I told him about my ex. How he used to be kind. Until he wasn't. How the first time he yelled at me, I told myself it was just stress. How by the end, I was making excuses every day. We traded scars. His and mine. Until we'd mapped each other's pain. On the 15th night, he kissed me. We were in his car. Parked in an empty lot. Talking about nothing. About everything. And then he just leaned in. Slow. Giving me time to pull away. I didn't. His lips were soft. Gentle. Nothing like I expected. Nothing like the man everyone else saw. When we pulled apart, he looked scared. I shouldn't have done that, he said. Why not? Because you deserve better than me. Better than this. What if I don't want better? What if I just want this? He touched my face. His hand was shaking. You don't know what you're saying. I know exactly what I'm saying. My world, it destroys people. Good people. People like you. Then leave it. You said you wanted to get out. So get out. It's not that simple. Why not? He pulled away, ran his hands through his hair. Because there are rules. Lines you don't cross. And if you try. He stopped. If you try what? People die. Silence. Then we'll be careful, I said. We'll figure it out. There is no figuring it out. There's only this. Stolen moments. Secret meetings. We can never be together. Not really. Not in the light. I don't need the light. I just need you. He looked at me like I'd just stab him. Don't say that. Why not? Because it makes it real. And if it's real, I can lose it. And I can't. I can't lose you. You already have me. He kissed me again. Harder this time. Desperate. Like he was drowning and I was air. And maybe I was. Maybe we both were. That night, I went home and stood in Sunshine's doorway. Watched her sleep. Her small chest rising and falling. Her stuffed rabbit tucked under her arm. And I thought, what am I doing? I was falling in love with a man who lived in shadows. Who carried guns and made people disappear. Whose world was poison. But I couldn't stop. I'd already fallen too far. On the 21st night, he introduced me to someone. His name was Marcus. Tall. Built like a wall. Scar across his left eyebrow. He was Ash's second in command. His closest friend. This is her? Marcus asked, looking me up and down. Not judging. Just assessing. This is her, Ash said. Marcus was quiet for a moment. Then, you're making a mistake. I know, Ash said. She's going to get hurt. I know. You're going to get hurt. I know. Marcus looked at me. Really looked at me. You know what he is? Yes. And you're still here? Yes. He shook his head. Then you're either brave or stupid. Maybe both, I said. He almost smiled.
Yeah.
Maybe both. Then Marcus turned to Ash. The families are asking questions. About why you cleared that debt. About where you've been disappearing to every night. Let them ask. It's not that simple. You know it's not. They think you're weak. Getting soft. I don't care what they think. Marcus grabbed his arm.
Hard.
You should care. Because weak leaders don't last long in our world. And when they fall, everyone around them falls too. He looked at me when he said that last part. The message was clear. After Marcus left, Ash was quiet. Too quiet. He's right, isn't he? I said. About what? About me being a mistake. He pulled me close. Held me tight. You're the only thing I've ever done that wasn't a mistake. But his hands were shaking. And I knew we were running out of time. On day 28, someone left a message on my car. It was just a piece of paper, tucked under the windshield wiper. 5 words written in red ink. Stay away from him. Final warning. My hands went cold. I looked around the parking lot. Empty. But I could feel eyes on me. Watching. Waiting. I drove straight to the bakery. Called Ash from the back room. He answered on the first ring. Someone knows, I said. My voice was shaking. Someone left a note on my car. Silence. Then, what did it say? I read it to him. More silence. Longer this time. Ash.
Don't go home tonight, he said.
His voice was different. Colder. Harder. The voice of the man everyone else knew. Take your daughter. Go to a hotel. Text me the address. I'll have someone watching you. What's happening?
Just do what I said.
Please. He hung up. I picked up Sunshine from school early. Told her we were having an adventure. A surprise sleepover at a hotel. She was excited. Thought it was fun. I was terrified. We checked into a cheap motel on the edge of town. The kind with stained carpets and flickering lights. But it had a lock on the door. That was all that mattered. Sunshine fell asleep watching cartoons. I sat by the window, watching the parking lot, watching every car that passed. At midnight, there was a knock on the door. My heart stopped. Who is it? I called out. Marcus. I opened the door. Marcus was standing there with another man. Younger. Nervous looking. Ash sent us, Marcus said. We're going to keep watch outside. You're safe. But don't open the door for anyone except me or Ash. Understand? What's going on? There's been a situation. Ash is handling it. Just stay here. Stay quiet. And stay away from windows. Is he in danger? Marcus looked at me. Something like pity in his eyes. We're all in danger now. They left. Took up positions in a car across the parking lot. I didn't sleep that night. Just sat there. Watching. Waiting. Praying. At 6 a.m, Ash finally showed up. He looked like hell. Blood on his shirt. Cut above his eye. Bruises forming on his jaw. Oh my God, I said, pulling him inside. What happened? He winced as he sat down. There was a meeting. With the other families. They want to know why I've been distracted. Why I paid off a random debt. Why I'm not following protocol. What did you tell them? The truth. My blood went cold. You told them about me? I had to. They were going to find out anyway. At least this way, I could control the narrative. And they're not happy. They see you as a weakness. A liability. They want me to end this. To walk away from you. So walk away. He looked at me like I'd slapped him. What? Walk away. I'm not worth dying over. I'm not worth whatever this is. He grabbed my hands, held them tight. You're worth everything. Don't you understand that? For the first time in my life, I feel human. I feel like I matter for something other than fear and violence. You did that. You. But your world. My world is ending. With or without you. The old ways are dying. The families are at each other's throats. There's going to be a war. It's inevitable. All I'm trying to do is survive it. And maybe save one good thing before it all burns down. What are you saying? He took a deep breath. I'm saying I'm done. I'm getting out. Really getting out this time.
But I need to do it right.
I need to make sure you're protected first. You and your daughter. How long? 2 weeks. Maybe less. I'm transferring power to Marcus. Setting up safeguards. Making sure no one comes after you when I'm gone. Where will you go?
Away.
Far away. Somewhere they can't reach me. He paused. Then, come with me. The room went silent. What?
Come with me.
You and your daughter. We'll start over. New city. New life. New everything. Ash, that's insane.
Is it?
What's keeping you here? A bakery that barely breaks even? An apartment that's falling apart? Memories of a man who abandoned you? I have a life here. You have a survival here. That's not the same thing as a life. I pulled my hands away, stood up, started pacing. I can't just uproot my daughter, take her away from everything she knows. Better than her growing up in the crossfire. There won't be any crossfire if you just walk away from me. It's too late for that. They already know about you. If I walk away now, they'll see it as proof that you're my weakness. They'll use you against me. Or worse. Worse how? He didn't answer. Didn't need to. I sat back down. Put my head in my hands. How did this happen? How did we get here? We fell in love, he said softly. In the worst possible way. At the worst possible time. This isn't love. Love doesn't put people in danger. Love is always dangerous. The question is whether it's worth the risk. I looked at him, at his bruised face, his bloody shirt, his storm gray eyes that had seen too much. Is it? I asked. Is it worth the risk? He touched my face. Gentle, like I was made of glass. I would burn down the world for you. So yes, it's worth the risk. That's when Sunshine woke up. She came out of the bedroom, rubbing her eyes. Saw Ash. Saw the blood. Mom?
Who's that?
Why is he hurt? I froze. Ash stood up slowly, smiled at her. That small, sad smile. Hi there. I'm a friend of your mom's. I had a little accident, but I'm okay. Sunshine looked at him with those big, bright eyes. You need a Band-Aid. Mom, he needs a Band-Aid. She ran to get the first aid kit from my purse. Ash looked at me. She's beautiful. She's everything. I know. That's why I'm going to keep her safe. Both of you. I promise. Pause. Sunshine came back. Insisted on putting a Band-Aid on Ash's cut herself. He let her. Sat very still while she carefully applied it. There, she said proudly. All better. Thank you, Ash said. His voice was thick, like he was holding back tears. Sunshine smiled, then went back to watching cartoons. Ash stood up. I have to go, but I'll be back. And I meant what I said. Think about it. Please. He left. And I sat there, watching my daughter laugh at cartoons, completely oblivious to the storm gathering around us. I had 9 days to make a decision. 9 days to choose between safety and love. 9 days before everything fell apart. Day 33. 5 days before the end. I went back to the bakery. Tried to pretend everything was normal. That my life wasn't balanced on a knife's edge. But normal was gone. I could feel it. Every customer who came and felt like a threat. Every car that passed felt like surveillance. Every phone call made my heart race. Ash had Marcus watching me. I'd see him sometimes, sitting in a car across the street, following at a distance when I picked up Sunshine from school. It should have made me feel safe. It made me feel trapped. On day 34, a woman came into the bakery. Older, maybe 60. Expensive coat, diamond earrings. The kind of woman who looked like money. She ordered a coffee. Black. Then sat at a corner table. She didn't drink it. Just watched me. After an hour, she finally spoke. "You're her," she said. "The one who's got us all twisted up." My stomach dropped. "I don't know what you're talking about."
Don't play stupid.
"It's insulting to both of us." I walked over to her table, kept my voice low. "Who are you?" "Someone who's known Ash since he was born. Someone who watched his father build an empire. Someone who's watching that empire crumble because of you. I didn't ask for any of this." "Doesn't matter. You're here anyway, and you're a problem." "Then I'll leave. I'll walk away. Just tell me what you want." She smiled. Cold.
Sharp.
"I want you to understand something. Men like Ash, they don't get happy endings. They don't get to walk away and start over. They're born into blood, and they die in blood. That's the way it's always been." He wants out. They all want out, until reality comes knocking. And reality is knocking now. There are 4 families that want him dead. 4 families that see him as weak, as a traitor, because of you. I didn't know. Of course you didn't know. That's what makes this so tragic. You're an innocent, a civilian. You have no idea what you've walked into. But ignorance doesn't change the facts. You're a target now, and anyone associated with you is a target too. My hands were shaking. "What do you want from me?" "I want you to do the right thing. End it with Ash. Tell him you don't love him. Tell him to forget about you. Give him a reason to fight again, to be what he needs to be. He'll never believe me. Make him believe you. Be cruel if you have to. Break his heart. It's the only way to save his life. And if I don't..." She stood up, left money on the table for a coffee she never drank. "Then you'll watch him die, and you'll know it was your fault." She walked out. I stood there, frozen, until a customer asked for more sugar. Then I moved like a robot, went through the motions, smiled, made change, pretended everything was fine. But inside, I was screaming. That night, I didn't go to meet Ash. I stayed home, held Sunshine while she slept, and tried to figure out how to save a man who was already half dead. Pause. My phone rang.
Ash.
I didn't answer. He called again, and again, 10 times. Then the text started. "Where are you? Are you okay? Please answer me. I'm coming over." I finally texted back. "Don't. I need space." 3 dots appeared, disappeared, appeared again. Then, did something happen? I didn't know how to answer, so I didn't. An hour later, there was a knock on my door. I looked through the peephole. Marcus. I opened the door a crack. "What?" "Ash is losing his mind. He thinks something happened to you. Tell him I'm fine. Tell him yourself. He's in the car." I looked past Marcus. Saw Ash's car parked on the street. Saw him in the driver's seat. Even from a distance, I could see the tension in his shoulders. I can't see him right now. Why not? Because I'm trying to save his life. The words came out louder than I meant. Harsher. Marcus stared at me. What happened? I told him. About the woman.
About what she said.
About the choice I had to make. When I finished, Marcus was quiet for a long time. Then, "She's right." "What?"
She's right.
"The families are circling. Ash is vulnerable. And you're the reason. If you walk away, he might have a chance. If you don't..." He trailed off. "If I don't, what?" "If you don't, we're all going to war. And a lot of people are going to die, including him." Tears were running down my face. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to break his heart. You don't have to break his heart. You just have to let him go. It's the same thing. Marcus put a hand on my shoulder. I know. But sometimes the right thing and the easy thing aren't the same. And this is definitely not easy. He left. I watched through the window as he got in the car with Ash. Watched them talk. Watched Ash's shoulders slump. Then they drove away. And I cried. Cried harder than I'd cried in years. cried until there was nothing left. The next day, I wrote a letter. It took me 6 hours. 6 hours to put into words what I couldn't say to his face. Ash, I can't do this anymore. I thought I could. I thought love was enough. But it's not. Your world is too dark. Too dangerous. And I won't let my daughter grow up in shadows.
I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry. But this has to end. Please don't try to find me. Please don't call. Just let me go. I hope you find peace. I hope you find a way out. But it can't be with me. Goodbye. I gave the letter to Marcus. Asked him to deliver it. You sure about this? He asked.
No.
But I'm doing it anyway. He nodded. For what it's worth, you're doing the right thing. Then why does it feel so wrong? He didn't answer. That night, Ash didn't call, or text, or show up. And somehow, that was worse than anything. Day 36. 24 hours before we lost everything. I went through my day like a ghost. Opened the bakery. Served customers. Picked up Sunshine from school. Made dinner. Pause. Everything normal. Pause. Everything wrong. Sunshine asked why I was so quiet. I told her I was just tired. She hugged me and said, "It's okay, Mom. Tomorrow will be better." The same words she'd said weeks ago. When this all started, I wished I could believe her. At midnight, there was a knock on the door.
My heart jumped.
I thought it was Ash. Despite everything, part of me hoped it was Ash. It was Marcus. His face was grim. What happened? I asked. It's starting. The war. They made their move tonight. Is Ash. He's alive.
For now.
But it's bad. Really bad. What do you mean? They hit 3 of our warehouses. Killed 6 of our guys. Sent a message that they're coming for Ash next. My legs went weak. Oh God. He wants to see you. I can't. He's not asking. He's begging.
Please.
Just come with me. I looked back at Sunshine's room. She was asleep. Safe. I'll get my neighbor to watch her, I said. 20 minutes later, I was in Marcus's car, driving to a place I'd never been. A warehouse on the industrial side of town. Inside, it looked like a war room. Maps on the walls. Weapons on tables. Men with hard faces and cold eyes. And Ash. In the center of it all. Looking like he'd aged 10 years in 2 days. When he saw me, everything else disappeared. He crossed the room in 3 strides. Pulled me into a separate office. Shut the door. You came, he said. Marcus said you needed me. I do. I need you to know something. Before this all ends. Ends how? However it ends. I need you to know that you were right. About everything. I can't give you a normal life. I can't protect you from my world. I can't be the man you deserve. Ash, let me finish. Please. I nodded. I read your letter 100 times. And every word was true. You should walk away.
You should forget about me.
You should build a life where your daughter never knows this darkness exists.
He paused.
Took a shaky breath. But I need you to know that these past 36 days, they were the best days of my life. You made me feel human. You made me feel like maybe I wasn't beyond saving. And even if this is the end, even if I never see you again, I'll carry that with me. Tears were streaming down my face.
Don't talk like that.
Like you're already dead. I'm not dead, but I'm not sure how much longer I can stay alive. The families want blood. My blood. And I can't. I can't keep running. Sooner or later, I have to stand and fight. Then fight.
And win.
And get out of this world like you said you would. It's not that simple anymore. Why not? Because they know about you. And if I run, if I try to leave, they'll come after you. To punish me. To prove a point. You're not safe unless I stay and finish this. The room tilted. What are you saying? I'm saying the only way to keep you safe is to end this war. One way or another. And if you don't end it. He didn't answer.
Ash.
If you don't end it, what happens? Then they'll burn everything I care about, including you. I grabbed his shirt, pulled him close. Then you fight. You fight like hell.
And you win.
You hear me? You win. He kissed me, desperate, like it was the last time. Maybe it was. I love you, he said. The first time he'd said it out loud. I love you too, I whispered back. There was a knock on the door. Marcus's voice. Ash. We got a problem. Ash pulled away. Stay here. Don't leave this room. What's happening? I don't know. Just stay here. Please. He left. I stood there, listening to raised voices outside, listening to phones ringing, listening to chaos building. Then I heard something that made my blood freeze. They know where she lives. My daughter. I burst out of the office, ran to where Ash and Marcus were standing over a computer. What's happening? I demanded. Ash turned. His face was white. They found your address. How? Doesn't matter. What matters is they know where you live, where your daughter is. My world stopped. I have to go. I have to get her. We're already sending people. Marcus is going himself. She'll be safe. I promise. You can't promise that. I can, and I will. I will die before I let anything happen to her. Do you understand me? I will die first. Marcus grabbed his coat. I'm leaving now. I'll bring her back here. She'll be protected. He ran out. I grabbed Ash's arm. This is my fault. I never should have. Don't. This is not your fault. This is mine. All of it. But I'm going to fix it. How?
By ending this.
Tonight. What does that mean? He pulled away, started barking orders at his men. Weapons were loaded. Cars were started. Men filed out.
Ash.
I grabbed him again. What does that mean?
He looked at me.
And in his eyes, I saw goodbye. It means I'm going to do what I should have done from the beginning. I'm going to them. I'm going to offer them a deal. Me for you. My life for yours and your daughters.
No.
No, you can't. It's the only way. There has to be another way. There isn't. And we're out of time. He kissed my forehead. Marcus will bring your daughter here. He'll keep you both safe. And when this is over, when you're safe, you need to take her and run. As far as you can. And never look back. I won't leave you. You have to. I won't. He grabbed my shoulders, looked me dead in the eye. If you love me, if you ever loved me, you'll take your daughter and run. You will build the life you were supposed to have. The life I can't give you. Promise me. I was sobbing. I can't. Promise me. I promise. I choked out. He pulled me into one last kiss. Long, deep.
Goodbye.
Then he was gone. And I was alone. Alone in a warehouse full of guns and blood and broken dreams. Waiting for the world to end. 20 minutes felt like 20 years. I paced that office. Back and forth. Back and forth. My phone in my hand. Waiting for Marcus to call. Waiting for news about Sunshine. The warehouse was almost empty now. Just me and two of Ash's men standing guard outside the door. Then my phone rang. Marcus. Tell me you have her, I said. No hello. No breath. I have her. She's safe. We're 10 minutes away. My legs gave out. I sat on the floor. Thank God. Thank God. She's scared, but she's okay. Your neighbor didn't want to let her go at first, but I explained the situation. Is she asking for me?
Yeah.
I told her you're waiting for her. That everything's going to be all right.
Is it?
Is everything going to be all right? Silence. Marcus. I don't know. Ash walked into a meeting with the heads of all 4 families. Alone. No backup. No weapons. Just himself. That's suicide. Maybe. Or maybe it's the bravest thing I've ever seen anyone do. Have you heard from him?
No.
Radio silence. That was the deal. No contact until it's done. What if? Don't think like that. Ash is smart.
He's tough.
If anyone can pull this off, it's him. But his voice didn't sound convinced. We're pulling up now, Marcus said. I'll bring her in. He hung up. 30 seconds later, the door opened. And there she was. My sunshine. Hair messy. Wearing her pajamas and a coat thrown over them. Eyes wide and scared.
Mom.
She ran to me. Crashed into my arms. I held her so tight. Breathed in the smell of her shampoo. Felt her small heart beating against mine. It's okay, baby. I've got you. You're safe. I was scared. The man came and said we had to leave right away. He said it was an emergency. I know. I'm sorry. But everything's okay now. Where are we? I looked around the warehouse. At the maps. At the weapons. At the world I'd dragged her into. Somewhere safe. Just for tonight. Tomorrow we'll go home. Marcus was standing in the doorway. I'm going to join Ash. My guys will stay here. Protect you both. Marcus, if I don't come back, there's an envelope in the desk drawer. Money. Fake IDs for you and your daughter. Instructions on where to go. Follow them exactly. Don't talk like that. I have to. Just in case. He turned to leave. Marcus. I called out.
He stopped.
Bring him back.
Please.
Bring him back to me. He nodded. I'll try. Then he was gone too. I sat with Sunshine on a couch someone had brought into the office. She curled against me. Started to fall asleep despite everything. Mom, she mumbled. Yeah, baby. Are we in trouble? My throat tightened. No, sweetheart. Everything's going to be fine. Promise? I kissed her head. I promise. Another lie, added to all the others. She fell asleep. I sat there, holding her, watching the clock on the wall tick away the minutes. Midnight became 1 a.m. 1 became 2. No news. No calls. Nothing. Pause. At 2:30, I couldn't take it anymore. I gently laid Sunshine down, covered her with a blanket. Then I went to find one of the guards. Have you heard anything? I asked. He shook his head. Nothing yet. But that might be good news. Means it's not over. Or it means they're all dead and nobody knows yet. He didn't argue. At 3 a.m., headlights flooded the warehouse. My heart stopped. The guards jumped into position. Guns drawn. Ready. A car pulled in. Marcus's car. But Marcus wasn't driving. Someone else was. Someone I didn't recognize. The driver got out, opened the back door, and Ash stumbled out. He was alive. But barely. Blood covered his shirt. His face was swollen. He could barely walk. I ran to him, caught him as he almost fell. Oh God. Oh God, Ash. I'm okay, he said. His voice was rough. Broken. Pause. You're not okay. You need a hospital. No hospitals. They'll report it. Just get me inside. The guards helped me carry him into the office. Laid him on the couch where Sunshine had been sleeping. I'd moved her to a cot in the corner. She was still asleep. Thank God. What happened? I asked, grabbing towels, water, anything I could find. We made a deal, Ash said. Every word looked painful. What kind of deal? I give them everything. All of it. My territory. My businesses. My operations. Everything my father built. In exchange, they leave you alone. You and your daughter. Forever. You can't give up everything. It's already done.
Papers are signed.
It's over. I pressed a towel to a cut on his forehead. Where's Marcus? Ash's face crumbled. They kept him. What? Insurance. To make sure I don't try to take it back. He stays with them for 6 months. If I stay quiet, stay away, they'll let him go. And if you don't, they kill him. I sat back, tried to process it all. So you're out? Really out? I'm out. I have nothing. No money. No power. No empire. Just me. But you're alive.
He looked at me.
Really looked at me. Am I? I don't feel alive. I feel empty. You gave it all up. For us. I gave it up for you. Because you were right. Love isn't enough when it puts people in danger. But giving up everything to keep you safe? That's enough. That has to be enough. I held his face in my hands. Careful of the bruises. It is. It's more than enough. I don't know who I am without that world, he whispered. I don't know how to be a normal person. Then we'll figure it out together. You still want me? Even now? When I have nothing? I never wanted your money or your power. I just wanted you. And now I have you. He pulled me close.
Kissed me despite the pain.
Despite everything. We need to leave, he said. Tonight. The deal says I have to disappear. Leave the city. Never come back. Where will we go? I don't know. Somewhere far. Somewhere they can't find us. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
We'll go. We'll start over. All three of us. He looked at Sunshine sleeping in the corner. She deserves better than a life on the run. She deserves a life with her mother. Safe.
Happy.
That's all that matters. We spent the next hour packing what little we had. The envelope Marcus left had $10,000 in cash. 2 sets of fake IDs. Instructions to a safe house 3 states away. At 5 a.m. we left. I carried Sunshine to the car. She woke up halfway there. Where are we going? She asked sleepily. On an adventure, I said. A real one this time. She smiled, closed her eyes again. Okay. Ash drove, his hands tight on the wheel, checking the mirrors every few seconds. We left the city as the sun was rising. Left everything behind. My bakery, my apartment, my old life. All of it. Gone. But we were alive. We were together. And for the first time in weeks, I felt like maybe, just maybe, we were going to be okay. I was wrong. We made it 200 miles before everything fell apart that we stopped at a gas station. Middle of nowhere. Just us and a sleepy attendant. Ash went inside to pay. I stayed in the car with Sunshine. She was awake now. Looking out the window. Mom? Are we running away? The question caught me off guard. What makes you ask that? Because we left in the middle of the night. And you look scared. And that man, Ash, he looks hurt. I'd forgotten how perceptive kids are. How they see everything even when you think you're hiding it. We're not running away, I said. We're running toward something. A new life. A fresh start. I liked our old life. I know, baby. But sometimes change is good. You'll see. She didn't look convinced. Ash came back out. Got in the car. His face was pale. What's wrong? I asked the attendant. He recognized me. From the news. What news? He pulled out his phone. Show me an article. Local crime boss found dead after gang summit. My blood went cold. But you're not dead. That's the problem. They think I am. The families put out a story. Said I died in the meeting. A peace offering. To close the chapter on the war. So what does that mean? It means if anyone finds out I'm alive, the deal is void. They'll come after me. After you. After all of us. Then we need to move faster. Get farther away. It's not that simple. If that attendant talks, if he tells anyone he saw me, he won't. Right? He has no reason to. Ash looked in the rear view mirror. Tense. Maybe. Or maybe he's already on the phone. You're being paranoid. Paranoid is what keeps you alive in my world. This isn't your world anymore. He looked at me.
Sad.
Isn't it? We drove for another hour. Ash kept checking the mirrors. Getting more tense with every mile. We're being followed, he said finally. I turned. Looked through the back window. Saw a black SUV. 3 cars back. Matching our speed. Are you sure? I'm sure. They've been there since the gas station. What do we do? Hold on. He pressed the gas. The car lurched forward. Sunshine grabbed my seat. Mom? What's happening? It's okay, baby. Everything's okay. The SUV sped up too. Still 3 cars back, but closing. Ash took a sudden exit. Tires screaming. The SUV followed.
We were on back roads now.
Empty highways. No other cars. No witnesses. Ash, I know. The SUV was right behind us now. Close enough to see the driver. A man with dead eyes and a cruel smile. Then it rammed us. The car jolted. Sunshine screamed. Hold on, Ash shouted. He swerved. Tried to shake them. But they rammed us again. Harder. The car spun. Ash fought for control. But we were going too fast. Everything happened in slow motion. The car left the road. Went into a ditch, rolled once. Twice. Glass shattering. Metal crunching. Sunshine screaming. Then silence did I open my eyes. Everything hurt. My head was ringing. Blood in my mouth. Sunshine. I choked out. Mom? Her voice. Scared but alive. Mom, I can't get out. The car was on its side. Sunshine was trapped in the back. Seatbelt jammed. Hold on, baby. I'm coming. I tried to move. Pain shot through my ribs. Something was broken.
Ash.
I looked over. He was slumped against the steering wheel. Not moving.
Ash.
He groaned. Lifted his head. Blood ran down his face. Get her out, he said. Get her out now. I pulled myself through the broken window. Fell onto the ground. Dragged myself to the back door. The SUV had stopped. Doors opening. Men getting out. Hurry, Ash yelled. I pulled at the door. It was jammed. Wouldn't budge. The men were walking toward us. 3 of them. Guns drawn. Please, I begged the door. Please, please, please. It gave. Swung open. I reached in. Unbuckled Sunshine. Pulled her out. She was crying. Shaking. But alive. Whole.
Run, Ash said.
He'd climbed out too. Was standing between us and the men. Take her and run. I'm not leaving you. Run. One of the men raised his gun. Time stopped. I saw everything.
The gun.
Ash standing there. No way to defend himself. No way to fight back. I saw our future disappear. Then Ash did something I'll never forget. He started crying. Not little tears. Full, broken sobs. His shoulders shaking. His face crumbling. Please, he said to the men. His voice destroyed. Please don't hurt them. They have nothing to do with this. It's me you want. Just me. He fell to his knees. I'm begging you, he sobbed. I'll do anything. Just let them go. Please. I'd never seen him like this. Never seen him break. Not once in all our time together. The men looked at each other. Confused. Uncomfortable. One lowered his gun slightly. Boss said to eliminate the problem, he said. But his voice was uncertain. I'm the problem. Ash shouted through tears. Not them. Me. The man with the gun hesitated. In that moment, in that single moment of uncertainty, I heard sirens. Distant, but getting closer. Someone had seen the crash. Called it in. The men heard it too. We need to go, one of them said. What about him? Leave him.
He's dead anyway.
Boss was right, he's weak now. Broken. Let him suffer. They got back in the SUV. Drove away. Just like that. Ash stayed on his knees. Still crying. Broken. I ran to him. Fell beside him. Held him. It's okay. They're gone. We're safe. But he kept crying. Like something inside him had shattered and couldn't be put back together. I couldn't lose you, he sobbed. I couldn't watch them hurt you. You saved us. You saved us. I destroyed us, he said. Everything I touch turns to ash. Even you. Even her. The sirens were close now. Minutes away. We need to go, I said. Before the police get here.
Where?
Where is there left to go? Anywhere. Everywhere. It doesn't matter as long as we're together. But even as I said it, I knew it wasn't true. Because everything had changed. The moment Ash cried, the moment he broke down, he became someone else. Not the man I'd met in the grocery store. Not the powerful boss who controlled a city. Someone smaller. Someone lost. Someone I didn't know how to save. We didn't wait for the police. We walked. Carried sunshine between us. Found a motel 5 miles down the road. Paid cash. No questions asked. Sunshine fell asleep the moment we put her in bed. Exhausted. Traumatized but safe. Ash sat in the bathroom, cleaning his wounds, staring at himself in the mirror. I stood in the doorway, watching him. "Talk to me," I said. "There's nothing to say. You saved our lives. I almost got you killed." "That's not. It is." He turned, anger flashing, then immediately fading back to that broken emptiness. "Don't you see? This will never end. They'll keep coming, and coming, until one day they succeed. Until one day, I'm not there to stop them." "So, what are you saying?"
He looked at me.
And I saw it. The decision already made. "I'm saying you need to leave. Tonight. Take your daughter. Take the money. Go to the safe house without me." "No, it's the only way you'll be safe. I don't want to be safe without you. And I don't want to be the reason you die." His voice echoed in the small bathroom, hung in the air. "What happened out there?" he said quietly. "When I broke down, when I cried like that, I saw it in their eyes. Disgust. Contempt. They let us go because I stopped being a threat. Because I became pathetic. You became human. In my world, human means weak, and weak means dead. This isn't your world anymore. It will always be my world." He slammed his hand on the sink. "Don't you understand? You can't just walk away from this. It follows you. It stains everything. Everyone. Then we'll live with the stain. Together." He shook his head, tears starting again. "I can't protect you. I thought I could, but I can't. I'm not strong enough anymore. That man they feared, he's gone. All that's left is this. Someone who breaks. Someone who cries. Someone useless." "You're not useless. You're human. There's a difference. Not where it counts." I grabbed his face, made him look at me, listen to me. "I didn't fall in love with your power. I didn't fall in love with your empire. I fell in love with the man who met me at midnight, who talked about cereal, who understood sadness, who made me feel less alone." Pause. "That man got you nearly killed today. That man saved my life today. By begging, by crying, by becoming everything my father taught me never to be. Your father was wrong." He pulled away. "Was he? Look at us. Look at where we are. A cheap motel, running for our lives. Your daughter traumatized. You injured. Me broken. Is this winning? Is this what success looks like? This is surviving. And that's enough. Not for me. Not anymore." He walked past me, into the main room, started packing the few things we had. "What are you doing?" I asked. "Getting ready to leave. Before morning. Before they find us again. Together?" He stopped, his back to me. "You keep asking questions you already know the answer to."
"Say it."
"I need to hear you say it." He turned, his face destroyed. "I'm leaving. Alone. And you're going to the safe house with your daughter. And we're never going to see each other again." The words hit like bullets. "You promised," I said. "You promised we'd figure this out together." I lied.
"No."
"You're lying now. Because you're scared." "Of course I'm scared. I'm terrified. Terrified that my next mistake will be the one that kills you. That kills her. I can't live with that. I won't." "So you're just going to leave? Walk away? After everything?" "Yes. That's the coward's way out." "Then I'm a coward. Add it to the list of things I am." I felt my heart breaking. Actually breaking. Like something physical tearing inside my chest. "I love you. I said. He closed his eyes. Don't. I love you, and I'm not giving up on us. You have to. I won't. You don't have a choice. He finished packing, wrote an address on a piece of paper, handed it to me along with all the cash. Go there. Tomorrow. There's a contact who will help you.
Get you settled.
Give you new identities. New lives. What about you? I'll figure it out. That's not an answer. It's the only one I have. He walked to the door, hand on the handle. Ash, I said, my voice breaking. Please don't do this. Please. He didn't turn around. Take care of her. Give her the life she deserves. The life I can't give either of you. And what about you? What life do you get? The one I deserve. Which is empty. He opened the door. I'll wait for you, I said. However long it takes, I'll wait.
Don't. Move on.
Be happy. Forget I ever existed. I can't forget you. Try. And then he was gone. The door closed. And I stood there. In a motel room that smelled like cigarettes and despair, with my daughter sleeping in the next room, and the man I loved disappearing into the night. I wanted to run after him. I wanted to scream. I wanted to break something. But I didn't. Because he was right. About all of it. We'd lost everything. My bakery. Gone. My apartment. Gone. My old life. Gone. And now him. Gone too. All because he cried. All because one moment of humanity cost us everything. I sat on the bed, stared at the address he'd given me, and I cried too. Cried for what we had. Cried for what we lost. Cried for what could never be. 6 months. That's how long it's been since that night. We went to the safe house. Me and Sunshine. Just like he said. Got new names. New papers. New lives. We're in a small town now. Montana. Middle of nowhere. Population 3,000. I work at a diner. Sunshine goes to school. Makes friends. Smiles again. We're safe. We're alive. But we're not whole. Every night, I look at my phone, hoping for a message. A call. Something. Nothing. Marcus got released 2 weeks ago. Ash kept his word. Stayed away. Stayed silent, and Marcus got to go home. I found out through a letter. Anonymous. No return address. Just 2 words. He's free. Not Ash. Just Marcus. I don't know where Ash is. I don't know if he's alive or dead. I don't know if he thinks about me, but I think about him. Every single day. Every single night. Sunshine asks about him sometimes. The man from the motel. The one who got hurt. Is he okay? I tell her I don't know. I tell her I hope so. I tell her that sometimes people come into our lives for a short time.
To teach us something.
To help us. And then they leave. She asks if she'll ever see him again. I tell her maybe. I tell her someday. But I don't believe it. Last week, something strange happened. I was walking home from work.
Late.
After closing. And I saw someone standing under a streetlight.
Tall.
Dark coat. Gray eyes. My heart stopped. I ran toward him. But when I got there, the street was empty. Nobody. Nothing. Just me and the cold and the empty street. I think I'm going crazy. I think grief is making me see things that aren't there. Or maybe he's watching from a distance. Making sure we're safe. Making sure his sacrifice wasn't for nothing. I'll never know. And that's the hardest part. Not knowing if he's okay. Not knowing if he's happy. Not knowing if he's alone. People ask me sometimes. At the diner. You married? I say no. They say, boyfriend. I say no. They say, pretty girl like you? How come? I smile.
Shrug.
Say, I'm not looking. But the truth is different. The truth is I'm still waiting. Still hoping. Still believing that somehow, someday, he'll come back. that he'll walk into that diner, order coffee, black, and tell me everything's going to be okay. But days turn into weeks. Weeks turn into months. And hope gets harder to hold on to. Sunshine's birthday is next week. She'll be 8. I asked her what she wants. She said, I want us to be happy again. Not toys, not clothes, not anything money can buy. Just happiness. Kids are smarter than we give them credit for. She knows something's missing. She knows I'm broken. She just doesn't know why. So I smile. I laugh. I pretend. I give her the life Ash wanted for us. Safe. Normal. Stable. But late at night, when she's asleep, I stand at the window, look out at the empty street, and I wait. For headlights that never come. For a knock that never sounds. For a man who gave up everything, including us. And that's the story. The story of how we lost everything. All because the Mafia boss cried. All because love wasn't enough. All because sometimes the price of survival is losing the only thing worth living for. I'm telling you this story because tomorrow, something's going to change. Tomorrow is Sunshine's 8th birthday. And this morning, a package arrived. No return address. No name. Just a box. Inside was a birthday card. Hand-drawn. A butterfly. Beautiful. Delicate. And inside the card, one sentence. Happy birthday, Sunshine. Never stop flying. The handwriting wasn't his. But tucked in the back of the card was a photograph of a small town. Different from ours, but similar. Quiet. Safe. And on the back of the photo, coordinates. Just numbers. Latitude and longitude. I looked them up. It's a place. 200 miles from here. Another nowhere town. Another fresh start. And I don't know what it means. I don't know if it's an invitation. Or a goodbye. Or a warning. But I know one thing. Tomorrow, after Sunshine blows out her candles, after she opens her presents, after the party ends, I'm going to get in my car. I'm going to drive to those coordinates. And I'm going to find out. Find out if he's there. Find out if he's okay. Find out if there's still a chance. Even a small one. Even a broken one. For us. Because 6 months ago, we lost everything. But maybe, just maybe, we can find something new. Different. Something worth fighting for. Or maybe I'll drive to those coordinates and find nothing. An empty street. An empty town. An empty hope. And I'll finally have to let go. Finally have to move on. Finally have to accept that some love stories don't get happy endings. They just end. But I have to know. I have to try. Because that's what love is, isn't it? Trying. Even when it's impossible. Even when it's painful. Even when it costs you everything. So that's where my story ends. Or maybe, where it begins again. I'll find out tomorrow. And maybe someday, I'll come back and tell you the rest. But for now, this is all I have. A story of love, and loss, and the terrible price we pay. All because the Mafia boss cried. All because he was human. All because sometimes the strongest thing you can do is break. One more thing. Before you go, if you're listening to this and you've ever lost someone, if you've ever had to make an impossible choice, if you've ever wondered if love was worth the pain, I want you to know something. It was. It is. It will always be. Because 37 days of real love is worth a lifetime of safe comfort. And I'd do it all again. Every midnight meeting. Every stolen kiss. Every dangerous moment. Even knowing how it ends. I'd do it all again. So don't be afraid to love. Don't be afraid to break. Don't be afraid to cry. Because that's what makes us human. And being human is the bravest thing we can be.